Autumn settled gently over the university, painting leaves in fiery tones that seemed to dance like embers against the evening wind. Kvothe's return was overshadowed not only by whispers of his escapades, but also by the weight of mysteries unraveled and left unsolved. As he stepped into the familiar streets of Imre, memories brushed past him like touching the strings of an old lute. Soon friends like Simon and Willem appeared, faces radiant with relief, yet cautious as shadows lurked behind the comforting warmth. Old rivalries stirred again when Ambrose glimpsed Kvothe from afar, eyes shimmering with barely hidden malice. But it was an unexpected encounter at the archives that caught Kvothe off guard. Fella stood frozen nearby, eyes widened, as Master Lauren announced the arrival of a remarkable visitor claiming urgent business with Kvothe. His heart skipped as he stepped into the dim, candlelit reception room, where waited a stranger in robes of midnight blue adorned with embroidered silver runes, eyes glittering vividly beneath the lowered hood. "We've much to discuss, Kvothe," the stranger said softly, his voice like distant thunder rumbling beneath calm skies, concerning a door long sealed that will soon open again. Night descended swiftly, shrouding the university halls in velvet darkness, pierced only by flickering lanterns. Kvothe's conversation with the enigmatic visitor had raised more questions than answered. Troubled yet intrigued, Kvothe later sought comfort where he always found it, in music. The Aeolian was alive with enchanting melodies and whispers of legend, its warm luminescence a stark contrast to Kvothe's mounting worries. Standing on stage, fingers dancing across the strings, he created music charged with haunting depth and urgency, captivating every listener's breath and heartbeat. Yet, as applause surged warmly toward him, like waves embracing the shore, Kvothe met eyes in the audience that froze his blood. A pair of eyes, silver as moonlit ice, belonging to Denna, a figure of beauty and timeless mystery. Her smile gentle, yet deeply burdened. His heart twisted painfully, memories layering confusion and hope. Before Kvothe could reach out through the din, Denna vanished gracefully into the crowded shadows outside. As he hurriedly navigated the joyful patrons toward the open street, a hand suddenly gripped firmly upon his shoulder. Kvothe turned, the night air suddenly heavy with unspoken threat, as he faced a hooded figure whose voice dripped almost with amused satisfaction. "Dallying won't close doors, Kvothe. They await you still." Kvothe stepped onto the winding road beneath the dancing amber glow of dawn. Behind him lay the familiar clutter and cozy bustle of the university's inns and workshops. Ahead stretched fields of dew-kissed grass, vibrant hues sparkling warmly beneath the morning sun. At his side walked Esme, a mysterious, dark-haired young woman with clever eyes and a wry smile, whose soft-spoken words carried secrets Kvothe was perilously close to decoding. The pair travelled lightly, their conversation filled with riddles posed and riddles solved, a playful dance between guarded truths and hesitant affection. By nightfall, however, the mood shifted. Esme's pleasant demeanour hardened into caution as a mist crawled from the forest, cloaking the road in silvery tendrils. Kvothe felt the faint ripples of magic stirring the air. Hours blurred together until lantern light flickered dimly ahead, an isolated roadside inn, its timbers worn smooth by age, outlined eerily in the fog. Inside, tension filled the narrow common room. Strangers eyed Kvothe warily. A broad-shouldered man with a twisting scar across his cheek. An elderly woman holding intricately carved wooden charms. And a flame-haired figure hidden beneath a hood. Kvothe recognized danger in the quiet glances exchanged among these travelers. Just as he readied himself to retreat, his eyes caught a movement outside through cracked shutters, silent shadows encircling, approaching steadily closer. He turned sharply to warn Esme, but her eyes, wide and frightened, revealed she already knew they had walked directly into a trap. Blades flashed like quicksilver, singing sharply against the dark. Esme's movements were precise, graceful motions of practiced defense. Kvothe called upon his naming, a whispered invocation that sent magic reverberating fiercely into the night. Silence ruptured, chaos blossomed, and startled shouts mingled with desperate commands as strangers and shadows alike scattered. Momentarily victorious, Kvothe and Esme slipped unseen into the thick woodlands beyond, hearts pounding, breathing muted, leaning against sturdy oaks cloaked in deep shadow. Esme turned to Kvothe, her eyes shimmering darkly beneath the swollen moon. "They knew we would be here. Someone is feeding our steps to the enemy." Before Kvothe could reply, movement erupted again, branches snapping ominously underfoot. A cloaked figure emerged slowly from the darkness, hood drawn low to conceal their identity. Kvothe raised his hand defensively, preparing for another battle of names and wits, until smooth, familiar laughter rang out beneath the hood, gentle but strangely frightening. "Well met again, Kvothe." The hood lowered slowly, revealing familiar auburn hair and eyes he trusted implicitly. It was Denna. "But I fear," she murmured, a sad smile touching her lips, "you will soon regret every step you have taken to find me." Kvothe stood at the edge of the sprawling woodlands, breathing in the scent of pine and earth as whispers of the wind carried secrets through the branches. It was here, under a twilight canopy tinged with gold, that Eladin reappeared, enigmatic and whimsical as ever. The Master Namus's eyes sparkled with mischievous delight. "Names," he proclaimed softly, fingers brushing against the air as though plucking magic from it, "are feelings, not things." Kvothe focused, heart hammering in rhythm to the unseen currents of energy swirling between them. For the first time, instead of chasing after the elusive threads of naming, Kvothe allowed himself simply to feel serenity, wonder, humility. Reality shivered around him, briefly shimmering, and he glimpsed something profound. Shadowy outlines of ancient doors formed in the air, etched in light. As quickly as they appeared, they faded away. Eladin laughed cheerfully, clapping him once on the shoulder. "Closer," he whispered, disappearing into the twilight, leaving Kvothe astonished and alone, sensing that the doors had begun to open for him at last. Days later, Kvothe was performing at a bustling village inn, fingers dancing across lute strings beneath warm lamp glow and rafters heavy with herbs and charm. Midway through a song, movement caught his eye. An elegant figure in a deep emerald cloak, hood shadowing her eyes but not quite masking striking dark curls and an amused half smile. After the final notes, she approached, her voice airy but tinged with hidden depth. "Beautifully played," she breathed, "but melody alone can only open half of what is shut tight." Intrigued and wary, Kvothe followed her outside, where her identity was revealed beneath fickle moonlight. Devi, eyes glittering sharply, stepped closer. "I found them, Kvothe," she whispered urgently. "Old records, lost secrets." Her voice wavered slightly. "They speak plainly of names bound firmly behind doors older than stone itself, and a price to open them." A sudden rustle startled them both. Shadows flickered along the village outskirts. Devi's eyes widened in fear. "They know," she gasped. A chill rippled down Kvothe's spine as he turned, sensing that something unseen waited beyond shadows, waiting to spring upon them. The cavern air was thick and gently warm, pulsing faintly as if the very stones around Kvothe breathed in quiet sleep. Kvothe, flanked closely by his loyal but sharp-tongued companion Bast, held high a softly glowing lantern whose flame seemed oddly still, its pale luminance shimmering off countless intricate shapes carved meticulously into the cavern walls. The silence echoed louder than words, only disturbed periodically by dripping water resonating like quiet clockwork. Every step led them deeper into the heart of the world, the winding tunnels whispering forgotten tales to ears intent on discovery. Ahead, locked behind an ornate gate of ancient iron woven seamlessly into the stone, a subtle humming beckoned invitingly, almost musically. Approaching carefully, Kvothe reached toward strange, runic scripts etched around the gate's perimeter, the markings dancing curiously under his fingertips. Suddenly, with a resonant hiss, the massive gate shuddered open, revealing a hidden chamber bathed in gold and azure radiance. At its center stood an ethereal monument sculpted out of pure crystal, its surface engraved with glowing names and symbols. Stepping inside, Kvothe felt the hair rise on the back of his neck, caught between awe and unease as the gate slid closed softly behind them, an echoing voice whispering from the crystal, mysteriously stating, "We have waited for you." Kvothe's heart quickened. The voice seemed both foreign and disturbingly familiar. As his eyes adjusted, the crystalline structure shimmered gently, shifting subtly as if alive, refracting infinite prisms of light upon the carved stone walls. Mesmerized, he moved closer, Bast murmuring cautious warnings trailing behind unheard. His fingertips grazed the crystal and instantly, visions flooded his mind. A city of immense beauty enveloped in silvery mists, towers spiraling skyward in impossible architectures, illuminated by stars that danced vividly through skies of violet and velvet black. Kvothe glimpsed radiant beings cloaked and hooded, their faces shrouded in mystery yet sophisticated in elegance. Their hushed, harmonic voices spoke languages long lost, steeped in lore and bound by magic. A sudden stab of pain surged within his temples, violently pulling Kvothe back to reality. Panting and trembling, he turned sharply toward Bast, whose face had paled, eyes frozen in quiet horror, staring at something behind Kvothe. Slowly turning, Kvothe saw the once serene crystal darken, its bright heart now clouded by a swirling shadow that gradually solidified into a silhouette. The illumination drained from the chamber, chilling his bones as the ominous figure stepped forth, emitting a voice layered with echoes of malice and lamentation. "You touch what you must not. Now you must pay the price."
Thank you for venturing into this realm with me. If you crave more enchanted worlds, mythical battles, and secrets whispered from ancient pages, join the Guild of Storybound Explorers. Subscribe now and ring the bell to unlock every new quest the moment it drops. The next chapter awaits. Will you answer the call?